So please, just relax. First of all, let me say good afternoon to all of you. Well, it's that time of the year again, and it's my pleasure and honor to host our Veterans Day program at Palm Isles. Today is a special day we dedicate to honor all the men and women who served in our armed forces in times of peace and war in order to protect our country at all times. All of these veterans served both at home and in foreign lands, and all of them fought to maintain our safety, freedom, and tranquility. So, we keep today as a special remembrance, honoring all of our heroes, those who were slain, those who were wounded, or MIA and POW, and those who just came home with no visible or scars. That being said, let's get on with our program. First, we're going to have Erwin Braun give a benediction.
Thank you. This is a prayer for peace. May it be your will, Eternal One, that wars and bloodshed be abolished from the world. We bring into the world a great and wonderful and lasting peace. Let no nation lift a sword against a nation. Let them learn no more the ways of war.
Thank you, Erwin. Next, will everybody please rise? We're going to have the presentation of colors. Okay.
Order door! Get hot! Carry colors! Look on! Halt! Ready. Forward! Halt! Ready. Detail! Halt! Clear! Hey! Present! Home!
Ladies and gentlemen, the Pledge of Allegiance.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now we'll hear our national anthem, done by the Glee Club.
Stripes and bright stars through the
By the way, the color guard is sent to us or gifted to us by the Sheriff's Office volunteer, Palm Beach, and they're under the command of Colonel Stephen Tamber. Thank you again for joining us and doing what you did. It was an honor to have you. Now, oh, please have a seat. Thank you. Now, Erwin Braun is going to give us a tribute to the MIAs and PWs.
This is a tribute to all those who served our country. To all the American warriors, the pride of our nation then and now, who were there when it counted and where it counted at the times of our country's greatest peril. To the American fallen, for those for whom there was never to be a homecoming, may they rest beneath the white markers and the murmuring waves, and our beloved memory always. For they sacrificed all their tomorrows so that we may have our todays. This is not only a day of celebration, it is a day when all of us should think about the sacrifices that these brave men and women made while being held by the enemy, about the horror of the Bataan Death March, the horror of Japanese and German prison camps, the inhuman treatment of those captured by the North Koreans, and the Viet Cong and the Taliban. There's also a day when we should think about all the parents who have endured not knowing where their sons or daughters were or are. For some, their vigil is not over. Above all, to those who suffer captivity and to those whose fate remains unknown, we promise that you shall not be forgotten.
Thank you, Erwin. Now, we're going to have a tribute to the U.S. service anthems by the Singers of Palm Isle, led by Mrs. Lerman and Adrian Green.
Good afternoon. Most of you realize that I'm not Irene Soskin. Irene is on a well-deserved vacation, but she has asked Lynn and I to fill in for her, and she sends her love to all of you. We have chosen a special song to begin our service anthems today. It's called We Honor You. And we chose this song because it is about a wide range of conflicts that our resident veterans have served in. So to begin this part of our program, we will sing We Honor You.
Sacrifices made, for courage you displayed. We honor you for giving us your all, responding to the call. We honor you. From the sandy shores of Normandy to South Korean lands, from jungles deep of Vietnam to Middle Eastern sands, some gave their lives, you gave your souls in golden battle scars. This is the day we honor
We will now sing the service anthems, and if it's one that you were a part of or a beloved was part of, please feel free to rise so that we can pay special tribute to you. We'll start off with the Merchant Marines. Next, a tribute to the National Guard. I was a Minuteman at Concord Bridge, the shot heard round the world, and I was there on Bunker Hill when Old Glory was unfurled. And when my country called me from within or from afar, I'll be the first to answer, proud to be the guard. Defending freedom, protecting dreams, this is the spirit of what it means to me. For my God and my home that I love, I guard America. And in the eyes of my enemies, or in the eye of a storm, I face the dangers as they come in any shape or form. I am your sons, your friends, your fathers, and your daughters working hard to be the best and keep us strong, proud to be the guard. Defending freedom, protecting dreams, this is the spirit of what it means to me. For my God and my home that I love, I guard America. Next, the Coast Guard. So here's the Coast Guard marching song. We sing on land or sea, through surf and storm and howling gale, I shall on purpose be. Semper Paratus is our guide, our fame, our glory due, to flag, to save or fight and die. I'm Coast Guard.
De Niro. Without him, it would be. Next is Neil Stolla, who's going to give a dedication.
What is a veteran? A veteran, whether active duty, discharged, retired, or reserve, is someone who in their life wrote a blank check to the United States of America for amount up to and including his or her life. That is honor. Individuals who have served our country and given their lives so that we may stand here and still live in freedom. We need to be constantly reminded of our gift of freedom and of those who gave the ultimate sacrifice to ensure that future generations continue to live their lives in a free and democratic society. Remembering those who have passed is only half the task that is before us today. We must also carry their love, honor, and duty forward to future generations that will pass. Our children must know who they were, what they did, and why they did it. To do anything less will be a disservice to their sacrifice and their memories. Those that have gone created a clear pathway for us to continue on. We must never waver from that path of freedom and democracy. Take their memories, take their dreams, and walk forward shouldering the cause of freedom. Carry it high and proud. They did, and now you must walk forward for them and for our children.
Thank you, Neil. Now, I don't think we've had enough song, so we're going to have the singers do a military medley.
Our first song in this medley is The Stout-Hearted Men, but the lyrics were changed and written by Bill Sulkin, who is the poet laureate of our singers. He's deceased now. He landed in Normandy on D-Day. He recently passed, and we dedicate this song to him, Bill Sulkin. Our next song was written by Frank Lesser, and I think you would know his name from Guys and Dolls and other shows on Broadway. But he did write this song long ago, and I think it's worthy of singing today. What do you do in the infantry?
What do you do in the infantry? You march
song is always very difficult for us to sing. It's about Vietnam and the wall, the Vietnam Wall in Washington, and the little trinkets and memories that have been left there by the people who have visited that wall over the years. And I really wanted to let you know that every day or two the Parks Department comes and they take away some of those little trinkets because there are so many of them, they can't keep them all there. But we are singing this song today in memory of the Vietnam War and the men and women that died there. There are teddy bears and high school rings and old photographs that mamas bring, that daddies with their young boys playing ball. There's combat boots that he used to wear when he was sent over there. There's 50,000 names carved in the wall. They come from all across this land in pickup trucks and minivans, searching for a boy from long ago. They scan the wall and find his name. The teardrops fall like pouring rain, and silently they leave a gift and go. They're stars of David and rosary beads and crucifixion figurines and flowers of all colors, large and small. There's a Boy Scout badge and a merit pin, little American flags waving in the wind. There are 50,000 names carved in the wall.
Thank you, Tito. Now we're going to present something we haven't presented before because we had nobody to do it. Now we do. I'm going to introduce Bill Rosenberg, and he's going to discuss honor portraits.
I don't know how you follow that, but I'm going to try. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to bring up Flora Zolan, who is one of the founders of Honor Portraits. She, along with Jerry Whitty, found this program a few years ago, and I'm going to ask her to talk a little bit about the history of what it is that we've done. I want to address one comment that Neil made, because it's about that blank check that the guys have written. In our Honor Portraits world, as we go around and meet these veterans, guys like you, I mean, 101-year-old guys, 99-year-old guys, guys that could still break your hand with the grip that they have, which is amazing, and listen to their stories. There are many people that filled many roles. When you signed that check, you had no idea. What I would like to say to some of the veterans, because I heard it even here, people coming in today, that some guys feel that, okay, we were not in the trenches, we were not, fighting day by day with bayonets and with whatever you had in your hand, that they don't consider themselves really veterans. And I have to tell you, I'm going back to that check. You're a veteran. You had no idea what to expect. Your Uncle Sam sent you where he needed you, because the support of the troops on the front line takes so many more people for each man to be there. So when we get through with our message, I want you all to understand that we really consider all of you veterans, because you stepped up and gave. So Flora, if you would just give us some words about our beginning.
Oh, sure. About 2 years ago, I met with a fellow photographer over lunch, and we talked about what we were doing and the cameras we use and the things we were taking photographs of. I do portrait photography. He made a proposition to me. He asked if we could perhaps put our talents together and take pictures of veterans as a way of thanking them. It was 2 years ago, and so far to date, we have photographed over 350 veterans. I get the goosebumps when I think about it, when I talk about it. I have met such wonderful people. We have incorporated, we're a 501c3, and what we have done so far is we've taken pictures of veterans from World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Desert Storm, Iraq, Afghanistan, and there's Korea, pardon me, Korea too. You're all our heroes. What we want to do, and we have a list outside. So far we got 12 names. In the past we did 2 photo shoots here, so we have photographed several of you, and your pictures are outside for you to see. We would like to photograph the rest of you who are veterans, along with your significant others. So on your way out that door, there's a piece of paper. We would like you to sign. Just give us your name and contact, and we'll get in touch with you when we set up the next photo shoot. Go ahead, Terry.
Okay. So basically, what Flora said was because they did a portrait session or a couple portrait sessions here 2 years ago when they started, some of those photos that were taken then are out there as you walk out that door to your right. If you were there, you'll see them and hopefully enjoy them, and I hope you remember where your CD is that we sent to you. There's also going to be a sign-up roster there. We ask that you, if you have not had your portrait done, please do it. This is not just, we're going to take your picture with an iPhone. We will come in here, we will set up with backdrops, with lighting, with professional, photography and equipment and post-editing to get you those final results. So we really encourage all of you who are veterans that have not had their portrait done, please take advantage of this opportunity, and we'll get back to you and let you know. We'll work with Terry and put out an announcement on Pyrex when we're going to do it. If you are not sure whether you had your portrait taken or not, sign your name on that list. We will contact you and let you know that yes, indeed, you have, had it done. So don't hold back because you don't remember you did or you didn't. So that's really, I guess, for us, we kind of get more out of this than you think, because it's an honor for us to be there with these people. We've had guys come through our portrait sessions. The guy that was loading the bomb on the Enola Gay in Tinian Island. We've had fellows that were veterans of the Battle of the Bulge that talked about how they were so ill prepared for that battle. They had summer uniforms, they had no protection, they had hardly any food. It was so cold, guys were freezing to death. It was so cold that they had to actually urinate on their rifles to keep them from freezing. So we get so much more from meeting these people and honoring them. So we encourage you to do that, and I thank you very much for your time, and thank you for all the wonderful songs that are coming from our ladies and gentlemen over here. Thank you.
I just wanted to say one thing. That the United States is not only the land of the free and the home of the brave, it's the home of the free because of the brave.
Thank you both for doing what you're doing. Certainly, I think it's a wonderful thing. Now we have the Palm Isle singing again, God Bless the USA.
We are going to be singing the song of the unsung hero at this point, and any of the madrigals who also rehearsed this with Irene are welcome to come up and join us and stay for the remainder of our program. Oh, wait. Great. This song is dedicated to the missing in action, to the brave soldiers never recognized with medals, to the women who tested out the new fighter planes and never got credit for it, and for all the overlooked minorities that were never mentioned during the time that they should have been. So this is the song of the unsung heroes.
Strong, for as long as we keep
I'm going to call on Erwin Braun.
We remember them. At the rising of the sun and its going down, we remember them. At the blowing of the wind and the chill of winter, we remember them. At the opening of the buds and in the rebirth of spring, we remember them. And the blueness of the skies and the warmth of summer, we remember them. At the rustling of the leaves and the beauty of autumn, we remember them. At the beginning of the year and when it ends, we remember them. As long as we live, they too will live, for they are now a part of us, and we remember them. And this Veterans Day, we want to remember 3 veterans who lived in Palm Isles, members of the greatest generation who are here in spirit. Lieutenant Bill Solkin, who participated in the D-Day invasion and was Poet Laureate at Palm Isles. Sergeant Leonard Levine, who served as a radio operator in the Philippines and was History Club chairman. And Technical Sergeant Mickey Baskin, who flew 35 missions over Germany and lived to tell about it. They gave the best years of their lives so that we could live in freedom.
Thank you. Okay, now back to the Glee Club for taps, and God bless America.
We will conclude with taps and then God bless America. Please join us. God bless you.
everybody who participated in today's program, as well as all of you for coming here. Thanks again. You made our day. By the way, we're here to honor male and female who fought in all our wars and who joined all our armed forces. There is a light refreshments outside on the portico, right outside the front door. Have a great day, everybody, and thank you.
I'll meet you there.
She's not there.